All right, good morning. I figured it's time for another garden tour. It's been a couple weeks. We have had a lot of rain, which you know what that means for me. No tilling because the tiller just does not work in the clay when it's that wet, which means a lot of weeds. And we have been busy trying to get everything planted out that was in the greenhouse. We got Dan's garden, the market garden planted. We snuck away for a couple of days of fishing and camping up north. And I've been doing lots of going over and riding and playing with Scout. You've seen those updates, so it's just been really busy. The garden's not always the top priority, so you know, weeds. Odin's coming to check us out. Hi, Odin. But yeah, we will take a peek. Lots of things are starting to bloom, which is really fun. And other than the weeds, everything looks really good. Hi, Odin. You stay out there. Good boy. So let me zoom out. The asparagus patch, which is really more of a weed patch with like 5% asparagus in it at this point. I still have not dug it up. It really needs to be done. We're in the midst of a heat wave right now, like 99 index. So I don't know that this week will be good for that. One, because that's hard on me to do it, and two, that's really hard on the plants. But I do, like I'm failing my asparagus right now by not transplanting them. I am upping the risk of losing them all the longer that I wait. The cabbages are looking fabulous, and then we have the row of Brussels sprouts, if you can see them between the weeds. Over here my hollyhocks are beautiful. I planted out lots of tomatillos. I'm gonna have 1,000,000 of them. Send me your recipes. I've actually never had like salsa verde, so you know, I got 8 plants. Why start with just a few? I've grown tomatillos before, but the first year I only had 1 plant because I didn't know you needed 2 or more. And then last year I did them as well, and they were just in too shady of a spot, so they never really produced. So this is the year, and I started them way ahead of time. So we'll see how it goes. Over here we have peas are coming along, nasturtiums in between the weeds. I have 1 cucumber plant here because I only had 1 germinate, and then I did stick some seeds in the ground, but I don't see anything popping up from that yet. We'll see. That would kind of be a bummer to only have 1 cucumber plant. I might have to sow seeds yet again. See if I can sneak around over here. The clematis is still going strong. The white one is done for now. They usually bloom again later, but I like the little flower heads once it's done. Isn't that fun? This is my favorite rose bush I have in terms of smell. This one just smells fabulous. Nothing, I mean, you can see the amount of weeds I have is just, it's crazy. If anybody really likes weeding and they want to come hang out, I'll trade you garlic scapes and farm fresh eggs. All the radishes are bolting because of the heat, but that is fine. The seed pods that they produce are edible, so I'm just going to let them make some little yummy seed pods for me, because now it'll be too hot for quite a while for us to really successfully grow radishes. My walking onions, while we were away, well, the corn got humongous. It's big. It's chin high on me right now, so probably 4 something feet tall. And then the walking onions, I've explained before, what they do is they make the little bulbs, and then it gets heavy and they tip over, and then those will root in the ground. And yeah, that's what's happening. This one's kind of fun because it sprouted so much that it's got another set on top. These ones are pretty big. I do need to deal with them, but I kind of need to clear the weeds out first so I have a spot to plant them. Before we went on vacation, I moved all of my dahlias that I plan on selling once they're blooming out here. So all along the house is all my dahlias, and then I had just put the little bootstrap farmer trays underneath them, and I filled them all with water so that I knew they would have water to be left alone outside for me to disappear for a few days and they wouldn't die on me. And they all look great, nice and happy. My few peppers are here. My green beans. I wish I had more. I'm thinking whenever Dan digs through here with the excavator, when he's done with that, I'll take that open space and the asparagus space, since those will hopefully be moved sometime soon, and do another sowing of green beans over there, because the like 6 we have here is not enough. The roses have really taken off blooming. They really got hit hard by those dang gypsy moth caterpillars, but they're doing good, blooming nicely despite that. I came home to just blooms everywhere. I still need to build my support trellis for these. Like I said, the garden sometimes gets the last on the list of priorities. So, you know, we come through and we're making sure things are planted and harvested, but in terms of weeding or support, that kind of gets put on the back burner a bit. The garlic is looking great. Tons of garlic scapes. I need to actually just list some for sale because I have so many, but they're delicious. Obviously, there's still plenty of weeds in here, lots of weeds, but the garlic is doing great even with the weeds. So I just kind of come through and I pick weeds as I want, but it's not something that I'm going to worry about having perfectly weeded. Obviously, having it perfectly weeded, the garlic would grow even better, but I'm not going to get a garlic harvest with there being weeds. This rose had bloomed, but I cut them off before we went on vacation because I knew they were going to die anyways, so somebody else might as well enjoy them. The echinacea is starting to bloom. So pretty. More hollyhocks are coming up. Oh yes, I have some lilies starting. And this little vine. I picked that up at a greenhouse, obviously, so that he can grow along the fence, which he is, but he is also growing up into this tree, which will be fun to see blooms all the way up there in the tree. I did add in the spearmint from my mom. I think I had peppermint and she had spearmint. I'd have to ask her, Mom, if you watch, which one, because I didn't pay attention. I'm pretty sure hers is the spearmint and mine's peppermint. Not too much going on in this bed. I think I put seeds in it, but I should have if there's seeds over here. It must just be shaded enough that they're not really sprouting. My sad little broccoli and cauliflower are doing okay. I mean, I did lose a few, which I expected, but you know, they're looking better than they did when they went in. Not sure if you can even really see on video with all the weeds. You can't tell what's broccoli or not. They're doing okay. We'll see. I definitely should have transplanted them way sooner than I did. But yes, lilies are looking beautiful. Hi, Lancelot. One of the roosters is right there. All this is filling out great. The poppies are hopefully going to start blooming soon, which has me so excited. I love poppies. And again, a million weeds I need to come through here and pull, but not enough hours in the day, guys. Not even close. I know, Lancelot. Over here, I really filled this in with lots of stuff. So I'll point it out. That is my toothache plant, and that is his first bloom. That's pretty exciting. And then my borage is blooming. That might have been blooming for the last video. I can't quite remember. These are what I want to use to brace up the rose bushes if I ever get that far. They might be laying there for a year, knowing me. My 3 zucchini plants. Tomatoes are just doing great. I know it seemed crazy that I started them so early, but it's June and a lot of these already have really nice sized fruits on them. So That seems worth it to me. Then over here, I had a bunch extra of zinnias and cosmos and kind of had this open space. So I was like, well, I guess I'm just going to put a row of flowers here. Why not? And then over here, it's all sorts of things. Zinnias, cosmos, sunflowers, bachelor buttons. I think I stuck a few asters in there. There might be a Shasta daisy or two in here. Just filled it out. So this should be a pretty cool space by August-ish. Glads are still growing nice. And look at my ranunculus. They are starting to bloom. A red one. And there's going to be a yellow one. Some weeds. And lots of other ones are going to be coming soon. There's another red one. I'm excited. So pretty. And then all of my dahlias are looking good. You remember I pinched these ones back when I planted them, so it set them back in blooming a little bit. And I did start these ones later than the ones I started in seed, about a month later. These are from my tubers, but they just weren't started as soon as the ones I started from seed. But we will be getting flowers soon. Again, ignore the weeds. The grow tower is looking good. The little cucamelons. Look. See the little baby cucamelon? They're growing. And this is like a trellising, a climbing plant, so you put it on a trellis or something like this. That's what my brain is just distracted. But you know what I meant, guys. We're not that professional here. You gotta understand when my brain shuts off. And then this spot, there was a couple sunflowers, obviously 1 and 2, growing. So I figured, heck with it. Again, I had extra cosmos and zinnias, so I put them down there by the sunflowers. So otherwise, that was just kind of going to be an empty spot. I didn't want the grow tower right there where I had it last year because of the excavating work that needs to be done. But right there will be fine, and I think having a few plants right there, they should be safe. There's Mr. Darcy. Hello, handsome boy. Still working on getting rid of the giant manure pile. I have my okra out. It looks a little sad, but I think it's okay. It's probably a little sad for 2 reasons. 1, it got really big before I transplanted it, and 2, it is right next to the giant compost pile. So I'm kind of winging it on if it will survive that or not. I did get all of my lizanthus planted out before we went on vacation. So I just put them all in pots. And we will see how they do. They were still pretty little, so I just didn't want to stick them in the ground and have them get lost. And I knew they needed to be in a sunnier area. But this is really the only sunny area I have left. And 1, there's a compost pile there. And 2, Dan has to go through there. So that was not going to work. See, there's more over here. And I tucked in a few zinnias and cosmos around the outside of the pots just to give it a little interest. Get out of there for a second. Ooh, you had so much pollen on you. This is the Shooting Star Dahlia by Floret. Beautiful. Oh, look at how much pollen is on him. That's funny. Just covered. But yeah, that's the garden tour. I'll put in some clips from Dan planting corn in the other garden and the kids helping me with melons and peppers. I didn't get any footage while we did potatoes, but the market garden is all planted. It doesn't look too exciting right now because all the plants are really small, so I won't take you guys over there for a couple weeks. And I should go check out my secret garden. I'll do that off camera. But some strawberries were starting to ripen before we left on vacation, so I would bet they're ready to go now.
There we go. We are planting corn. Oh, birdie. So this is basically what happens.